But I think I think there's more to it than just individuals that are prophetic in the monetary space. I mean, I think that you could look at this with individuals that said that they are God's prophets. The divides along the lines of, I mean, one could argue that the way that Christianity is split a gazillion times into different factions, that is a little prophetic. You could look at David Koresh and the FBI and the ATF incident out there in Waco. He was prophetic. People were listening to him. All the while, he's having sex with 12 and 13-year-old girls because he's God's prophet. But because everyone was like, no, he is that guy. He is the guy we should listen to. Because these people in these MLMs are saying no, and even look at the your cult of Tony Robbins. How many people want to just be associated with a training that has to do with Tony Robbins, even though Tony Robbins is not even associated with them, other than in name? What are people buying? What are people doing? How often are we just selling something to be like someone? It's all smoke and mirrors. MLMs in a lot of ways are smoke and mirrors. However, there are places like that people mislabel as MLMs or that sort of thing, things like Cutco that are sales organizations. Now, you do catch a bonus, but look at Monet, right? The hair products. A lot of the money, the individuals I know that are in it, they're making a lot of money from the products, a sizable amount, but they're also recruiting people. And then they're running meetings with people that then are recruiting people. So there's money coming from different places. And if I'm speaking out of turn, just hit me in the DMs like I'll always do. But I believe that there's something to be said for us. Again, let's call it like we see it. Like, what are you truly doing here? I think that, a lot of this can be seen with people that are financially illiterate, and even people that are financially literate now, like where you're sitting at right now. You're far more financially literate than you used to be when you started in these organizations, or you hopped in because you thought this or that or the other. But it's low-hanging fruit. You can always sell being a part of something. I mean, that's the foundation for so many things. And most of them are just money games. They're just, let's get a little bit here. Let's get a few nickels here, a few nickels here, a few nickels here. We do that 20,000 times over every month. And here we go. And, scale that up. Why do people, look at the individuals they use for influencer marketing, like McConaughey with Wild Turkey, McConaughey with Woodford Reserve, McConaughey with the Austin. People look at him prophetically. Matthew McConaughey, Green Lights author, very, very well-known actor. I enjoy his content. People also look the same way, like you're talking about, at Jordan Peterson. I love Jordan Peterson's content. He's not Dios, but I really enjoy it. But you have to also still check yourself, like, what are you being sold here? At the end of the day, everything that he's telling you is also still pushing you to go buy his books and go listen to more of his content that he's making ad revenue on. Yeah. I think that it's our duty here, at least in 80/20, if nowhere else, to bring you conversations, to bring you some things that, maybe not everyone wants to hear. A lot of your friends that are, selling Mary Kay and selling Monet and, they're both M's and they both have a lot of women in them. I mean, we're selling love here, love of friends, but I don't know. I think that's a scattered explanation. Just the same, though, something you got to look at. We often don't wipe the eye boogers, the sleep boogers out of our eyes before we get involved in things. And oftentimes when we realize it's a little bit too late, you've already paid your money. Yeah. The clause says that there's no refund. You've already bought all the products. You've already bought into doing this. I mean, you even go to the place where then it's like pretty aggressive tribalism. Me versus you. Traditional versus blockchain. Forex versus real estate. What is that divide about? Well, actually, that divide is about just making more money. And each individual just riling each party up to get more going. But who's profiting at the end of the day? I think that's what we got to look at too. Who's profiting off of all of these things? Usually it's people.
Banks.
It's usually the people that are higher up. But people are taking cuts on everything. There's a middleman everywhere. Every time you run that credit card, there's a middleman. They benefit off people making stupid decisions continuously at scale.
And emotional decisions.
Yep.
And few things have the type of emotional impact, social impact, psychological impact that money does. And I think that that's why people so often are tempted to do things out of character, things that don't quite compute to them, because, that whole adage, if it makes dollars, it makes sense. That's not true. A lot of dumb shit makes money. A lot of shit that makes no sense makes
Selling
money.
people makes a lot of money, but wouldn't recommend it.
And so to your point about people wanting to buy, being a part of something, so much of this, all sales in some way, shape, or form, all advertisement is a combination of mind control and fear. And they'll use the fear, even the whole idea of the tactic. This is why I know to some degree I stagnated in Cutco's, because I never liked selling. I was good at, I had it, like we talked about the other day at the end of our meeting. I had a natural talent for it, but I didn't want to get good at it because I just felt like I'll just be getting better at manipulating people. And it's all about frame and how you see it, right? No, you got to be good at presenting why your offer is going to solve their problem. But it's like, if you talk to anybody, you've listened to some of these calls, when I get on the phone with them about native assets, I tell them straight up, look, I hate sales. So yeah, we're going to talk about the price. And it's a lot to some people. But hey, I'm not here to sell you. So I'm going to tell you what it is. I'll tell you how we can make it work if you're serious about making it work. But at the end of the day, hey, it gives me a little money for a little bit. This could change your life forever. If I really got to sell you more than that, then I'm out here selling you a dream and not really selling you the solution. And I'm about solutions, not dream making. And too many organizations, too many people profit from that whole manipulation of the frame, the illusion. And particularly for people who are unaware of it, obviously anybody can make the decision for them. And sometimes we like being sold. Like when someone's a good salesman, I give them compliments. I'm like, ooh, you're selling the fuck out of this shit, But not everybody realizes like they are being sold some shit that could wind up being helpful, but probably, if we're talking about average across the board, average people running the organizations, average people joining these organizations, you're going to lose money. You're not going to learn what you thought you were going to learn. You're going to walk away frustrated and probably in a worse situation.
We're talking about MLMs here.
We're talking about coats. We're talking about being sold something. Even between televisions and chairs and furniture and coffee, people buy shit they don't need. I was this fucking close to getting the Porsche, bro. I still might do it once I feel like it truly makes no difference.
Yeah.
But at the time, it still would have been a payment that I can make, but it's not like, I make fucking 200 times this every month.
And so it's like a penny.
Yeah, when it's really like, literally I'll blink and not realize I spent that money, cool, right? But I only bring it up to say the point that it's not even about if I could afford it or not. I realized I wanted to buy the proof that I had figured it out. Being in Atlanta, right? Growing up here, seeing people with nice things. Having that feeling about you, that energy when people see you walk in the room and you got the tailored shit on. You got the Dolce's on. You got the crisp cut because you go to the barber twice a week because you don't give a fuck about spending that much every month on your appearance because it makes you more money.
$75 a haircut twice a week.
You know what I'm saying? For the folks to be taxing. And so I found myself...
Clean up the lines twice a week. Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And by God, y'all be sharp, boy. You know, sometimes your boy, we look a little, you know what I'm saying? We look Cuban sometimes. But I had to recognize what it was I was actually buying. Because I drove the Porsche, and it drives crazy. But when I sat in it, I was like, fuck, it costs how much to add the speakers? It costs how much to add this? Fuck, well, damn, this Mazda got a whole lot of features, man. And it actually feels pretty nice in here. And recognizing what I was actually being sold was the status.
Yep.
That's what I was chasing. That's what I was looking
for.
The
Yeezys are. I mean, that's what going to Donda is. That's what all these things are. And sometimes I don't think that in totality it's wrong to buy into any of that.
Nah. But you got to be aware. And that's the only reason I frame it that way. At least know that's what it is.